first game of the season, first game as head coach. How are you feeling?
Feeling all emotion possible, nerves, excitement, anticipation. I think a lot of hard work has gone into not just having this professional side as a whole, but having home games. And you know, last year we really wanted to be home, we wanted to be here, and the fact that now it's happening, now it's my first game as a head coach for the Phoenix. I consider Wellington my home. It's crazy, and we're going to do our very best to enjoy the occasion on Sunday because it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, and can you just provide an injury update? You've got a few players out and some with concussion as well.
Yes, few injuries. So Mickey Robertson has got the concussion, so she's not quite ready to play. We're hoping to have her back maybe next week. Obviously a concussion we have to take really seriously and make sure she's going through the proper steps to make sure she's okay. Rolo's been ruled out. She just hasn't been able to recover again from her back, which was really unfortunate because she was training really well, has been great around the environment, and we know about Izzy Gomez, Lily and Grace. So a few injuries for our first game, but we still feel pretty happy. We've developed quite a strong squad this year, so we know we have the players to still put on a strong performance.
Yeah, because with like the Ferns, how disappointing is it that you're let them? Well, I guess injuries can always happen at any time, but you know, they go away on international duty right before the start of the season, and you know, you get a couple of players with it picking up injuries, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those ones, like none of the injuries have really been, I don't think, because of the loading. Rolo's was always one we were going to have to manage, and I just think the timing of that is really unlucky for her. And then, when you look at the Ferns, actually somebody like Paige was able to get minutes with them, so that actually helps us out. So whilst the timing sometimes isn't amazing, and we you know, in pre-season losing quite a few of our players came at a tricky time. Also the fact that they can play high-level international games at home before our first game is quite a positive for us, and when you've got Betsy and Paige able to play, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, because with Emma's back, can you start to talk about how you sort of balance that up? Like, if a player's sort of got an ongoing problem, why sign them? You know, like what sort of outweighs the fact that you'll have a player that you're just going to have to manage throughout the season? Yeah,
and I think that's a really good question. And one that I have been asked. I think when you see Rolo's qualities on the field with the ball at her feet, that outweighs any kind of management loading plan that we will have to give her. We had a really good conversation with the medical team at the Ferns. I was actually down there on Tuesday to really look at a load management plan for her. So the next kind of 9 months, she's really well looked after both for club and country. And we kind of try and get to the bottom of some of these issues where, you know, maybe she can't train every day. We had to do that with some players last year, and we ensure that she is conditioned enough to perform for 90 minutes in a game, and that's kind of the plan that us as the Phoenix and the Ferns are working towards for her.
How long is she out for?
We're not sure. She's moving better, she's more functional, and it's just going to be, there's a difference between being able to play and being able to perform, and we need to make sure that she can perform.
Yeah, and so Millie had exams, is she?
Millie did have exams, that's how young she is. Hopefully she did very well. She seems quite bright. She will be available, yeah.
Is she likely to, could she start with Emma out?
I don't know whether she is quite ready to start, especially when you look at the occasion that is Sunday, but do I see her getting on the field? Absolutely.
You talk about the occasion that is Sunday. How much have you spoken about that as a team, I guess, dealing with that added weight of expectation? Have you got any like motivational speakers or anyone in during the week to kind of give you guys pep talks or anything like that?
No, we haven't, and we have We've mentioned it, but we haven't fully focused on it. One of the big things this week was, whilst we've moved from pre-season into season, nothing changes. The process is the process, and that's the one thing we can control. We went through it last year with the first game of the season being this huge momentous occasion, and the feeling is the same. So I think what the girls have done this week, being in the media and talking about it and trying to get this 10,000, that's kind of channeled their focus in a different way. So then they get out everything there, and then when they're training, they're like fully focused, fully in on training on how we can beat City. So there'll be nerves, there'll be a lot of nerves, but how they channeled it last year, they're even more well equipped to do it this year.
And just a quick word on Paige, we're speaking to her soon. How much of an asset is she going to be for this team this season?
She's going to be amazing on and off the field. She's just, when you speak to her, if you haven't spoken to her before, just the loveliest human. She has pace. She has experience. She can play a number of positions. She asks good questions. She's incredibly likeable. She's going to be she's a massive signing for us this year, and she's fully invested and can't wait to get on the field.
What's sort of the aim, expectations for where you want to place this season?
Good question. One of the things I've always said is we obviously never go to lose any game. We've set ourselves up to not to lose, but to win, and we want to stay in the race. So for as long as we actually possibly can, we want to stay in the race. We have realistic targets. We came bottom last year. That's not going to be acceptable this year for the club, for us, for the players. None of us want that again. And we want to stay in the race for the finals for as long as we can. And if we control what we can and stick to our process, then the outcome will look after itself.